So here we go for round two, episode two,
I'm
part
excited.
two. Yeah, definitely excited. We're doing it outside because I like my privacy with my kids.
There's people coming.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nobody here, so it's much better.
You drove
I
away.
don't like people very much. Not very fond of people. Um, so yesterday was basically like a little introduction of what we're going to discuss and how we're going to work with not just ourselves but with others to help them understand, or at least at some level, want to help others understand how to heal and maybe have some similarities in the life path of which we went through ourselves that lines up with what others have gone through in some similarity, right? In some
Yes.
similar way. So, what are your thoughts on with your, like, you talked about your friendship and you've talked about this ex friendship for a while, or not for a while, but once you got over it, you got over it. You can see the healthiness of you come back. That almost like a clarity within you come back because
Yeah.
she's going through this, or she went through the same thing. You know, she's had to learn obviously very on. Not everybody is
Friendly in a
actually,
way.
yeah, actually genuine, actually down, and actually there for you, and will actually like be straight up honest with you. Um, Again, she learned that the hard way, just like you did. And what do you see mentally on both sides, good and bad? How it is that? How has it worked out for you?
Uh, for the good side, after me and this girl stopped being friends, I think that's, after the realization that I knew not everybody that I met was gonna be like super friendly and like buddy buddy and all that. I think that's when I started genuinely getting more mentally healthier. Um,
How?
because all of that stress during when we stopped being best friends, all of that, negativity was really weighing down on me. So I think after we like separated completely, I think that's when it like the relief was, all of it was off my shoulders. I felt like some kind of relief
How
in
long
some
did
way.
that take?
I would say it took most likely a few weeks to maybe a month from all of those events. A few weeks to maybe a month.
What made you realize that you actually let go?
I think it was when the one time because before that, when she told me like we're not gonna be friends anymore, I didn't really react much because it was just a statement. Until I think one night I started to realize like we're not gonna be friends anymore after this. And I think that's when I actually like mentally started breaking down because that night I actually cried a lot. And I think that's when I started letting go. I was like, this is a not healthy relationship to be in, and I need to let go of this. So yeah, that's when I
That's
started
when it,
letting go.
yeah, yeah. And you talk maybe like, I think it took you a little bit longer. I guess from, I'm your father, so I see things from a father's
Yeah.
view. You know what I mean? So I saw it as I saw what you were going through. One, it was heartbreaking for me. Even being your father, it was just like heartbreaking for me because it was my daughter had to find out the hard way that, hey man, this person is not who they say they were. They're not who they say they are, and they're not holding their end of the bargain as far as
Being genuine.
being, yeah, being authentic, being real, being
I think
not
it's
afraid, not afraid. My biggest thing was you learned where party lines are drawn in the aspect of if somebody is able to go to somebody else and talk mad shit about you to somebody else, that showed you how comfortable that person was allowing it to happen. So I think that's what made it a little bit easier for you. Was like, oh, this chick is just
I think
like she's a big fat phony, big fat phony.
I think the worst part was when I realized that her personality was so completely different from obviously my other best friend. It was so completely different compared to when she was hanging out with me than when she was hanging out with him. The personality changes, I guess, was so large and significant. It sort of like surprised me in a way because it was like she was lying to me about how she acted and her actions and the way she said things, and I think that was the worst or heartbreaking moment for me because I realized that she was lying to me the whole time. She was just a liar.
Well, not only was it just a lie, but it came out. Like it wasn't just words; it was like actual actions that actually happened.
Yes.
So that it validated the point of wow, this chick really is.
It was confirmation in
right,
a way.
Right. So there's two things as you go through life that I do recommend that you please do learn. Not that I haven't tried to teach you everything under the sun. One, you're always going to be a hero in somebody's life, and two, you're always going to be a villain in somebody's life. Don't be afraid to be both.
I think the villain part, I think I learned that in her story, or at least her
perception.
Yeah, her perception, the way she viewed it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know she, thought or saw me that way, which I wasn't, but I've kind of accepted it because
But that's your perception, right?
yes.
Okay. Now here's that dynamic. So you have your side, your friends, and the people who back you up. She has her side, her friends, the people who back her up.
Mhm.
So they're gonna see it as this is my party line, and we're not wrong, and we'll see it as this is my party line, and we don't see it as wrong, right? But that's true. That's an actual duality. That's an actual statement of the perception dialogue, the perception monologue, the perception ideological depth that, in my daughter's defense, and I want nothing but the truth. My daughter's not wrong. Now the same can be said for her, vice versa. Now with this one's little situation with that little girl, that lady, older lady. No, I know my daughter to no end, and as mad as we get with each other, we may be mad to no ends with each other. I know my daughter. I know my daughters. I know my kids. I'm around my kids. I'm around my kids.
Remember,
Yeah, I do.
No,
Yeah,
because
I do.
remember that
Yeah,
time you said
yeah,
that you didn't know
yeah.
when my birthday was? Yeah.
And then she sits there and she tried to tell Anna that she's being disrespectful, and she was like doing something else, lying or something like that. And I was like, Doug, if there's one thing I know, my daughter's not afraid to tell you the way it is. That's just the way she is, and I'm glad she's that way. And I think that's probably what that old lady, and she is old. She is old, bro. She is old. No disrespect, but like she comes again. That's a whole different perspective. She comes from a whole different perspective. Whereas she comes from a whole different. Y'all two come from a whole different perspective, just as much as I do. Y'all come from a different generation. I do too. I was raised by boomers and Gen X. Okay? Y'all are raised by millennials. Zennials. I call myself a zennial. I will forever, for the rest of my existence and for the rest of my fucking life, absolutely be completely disgusted with the whole millennial generation bullshit. Y'all are what, Gen Alpha, right? Or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all are Gen Alpha.
Yeah, we're
I
Gen
think.
Alpha because
Yeah,
the
I think
younger
so.
the younger generation is Gen Z, I think.
Yeah, that's the generation.
The one where they mostly.
All the brain rot is in the Gen Z area.
Yeah, that's the one above y'all, right?
I
Yeah, they're the
Yeah.
ones after us. Yeah, they're the ones after us. Yeah. And I think y'all would be Gen Alpha. So in knowing this and understanding these notions and at least attempting to understand on how different perspectives look, what would be your best thought process as a teenager? You are a teenager. What would be your best process as to understanding what would actually help your generation out to become better than the generation ahead of y'all? Not after y'all, but ahead of y'all, because that generation after us, man,
It's so done.
I don't know what's wrong with them. I think they ate too many Tide Pods, they licked too many toilets, they drank too much bleach, or maybe they didn't drink enough. I mean, maybe they didn't drink enough bleach, you know. Yeah, there's all kinds of stupid issues. Even in the millennial generation, there's stupid issues. Like, there's a lot of dumb shit going on. And it is, part of me is, it is what it is. It's none of my damn business. The other part of me is like, this is why I completely X out millennial, being called a millennial, because I'm not. I act nothing like y'all. I don't do any dumb shit like y'all. I don't eat Tide Pods. I don't fucking drink bleach. I don't fucking lick toilets. I don't, you know what I mean? But then again, I grew up in with a whole different generation.
Because you're old.
You better watch it. So, what would be your best? Again, you're only 13 right now, so in 10 years it can change. And then in 10 years from that it can change. And then in 10 years from that it can change.
Yes, of course.
You know what I mean? So it's almost like, give me a bare base of what you think what would help your generation out.
I think what would help my generation out is definitely like a lot of parents, especially now, considering how I've seen like a bunch of teenagers in middle school, just kids in general at school. A lot of parents need to genuinely start disciplining their children, because I've seen so many kids
The
in
mic up to your mouth.
I've seen so many kids in most of my classes act out so much, and the teachers may like, oh yeah, I'm gonna write you up for this, or I'm gonna send you to ISS. It doesn't do anything for them. It doesn't teach them in any way. It doesn't stop their previous behavior.
Okay, well, now, you can't blame them. I do my best to not blame teachers at all whatsoever, because one, they're already getting paid dog shit money. They're not getting paid enough to
They're
put
dealing
up with
with
y'all's
enough.
bullshit. Come here. Remember, we're outside, so you got little bugs running around everywhere. They don't get paid enough money, and I don't blame them. This is why when I say too, like, I despise this educational system, it's not the teachers at all whatsoever. It never has been, and it never will be. But what it is it's not the teachers. It's not the teachers or the school's responsibility to create that respectful, honest, truthful behavior. It's the parents' fucking problem. And the parents, if your kids are, let's take the boy for instance. Where's he getting that behavior from? Do I act like that? Have y'all ever seen me behave that way?
Not at all.
Have you?
Maybe when I was younger.
Yes.
Maybe. So again, that's being accountable and responsible, but I changed though. But at the same time too, he's got both of his parents in his life. Mine's split. What's his excuse?
Nothing. He has no excuse.
He's got two really good solid friends around him. The one with the glasses. Which one? Yeah, I like Gavin. Gavin's super great. I love that kid. Awesome little kid. And then his dad's cool as hell. I like his dad. Dad's cool. And then the other little boy.
Little boy. Said little boy.
The other one.
Oh.
Is it Nico or something like that?
Oh yeah, I think it
Yeah, I
might be.
think that's his name or something like that. Anyway, he's got two. He's got a whole bunch of other people around him though, but there's just those two that are super cool, and they can't come back. At least, I mean, there are some parents who do their best to be the best parents that they can. Fucking mad respect to you. Please keep it up. But then there's just some kids, man. There's just some kids that don't fucking listen. They don't fucking learn, and He's not that way because he's shown he can do it. He's shown he can do it. He's shown that he can pass. He's shown that he can make things happen. He's shown that he can get things done. But the fucked up part is I have to put intense amounts of pressure. I don't even like having pressure. Not that I don't perform, I don't become better. I do. But it's like, I shouldn't have to do that. Why would you like me to bring those results of hard pressure onto you guys? So then handle your stuff. See? So even if we were to go back and speak on the behavior of these kids going back to their parents, well, how do you know which ones? What if it's just the kid?
What if it was both?
That's where that part would come in of, okay, well, the parents, that you know where they get it from. That's where that would come in. All right. So, now as we keep moving on, what else were we just? Oh, about the chasing your dreams and following your dreams and stuff like that.
Mhm.
When you go into things that you want to go into, being an astronaut, that's lifetime. That's legitimately. I'm literally spending the next 50 years doing this for the rest of my life. That's literally a lifetime. Now break that down into where my life is gone. How's that? How would that work out for me?
Not very well.
Right.
Not very well at all.
Right. So everybody has their own different path, their own different way,
Their own journey that they have to, walk across in order to get to the goal that they want to get to, or in a place that they want to get to.
And how would you go about helping somebody like that?
To get to their goal?
Yeah.
I think if I were to help somebody, it would, be motivation, of course. Like, you can do this, I believe in you.
Okay, let's say, let's go past that. Not monetary money, currency, but go past that.
Another thing that I would probably do to help them is, like, try and give them the shove in the right direction of, like, hey, try and study this if you're trying to look into this, or hey, study this if
So what
you're.
would you do other than speaking? What actions would you take? What actual actions would you implement?
I think if I were to be able to find programs for that person, if they were, wanting to get to, let's say, what I want to do, get to astronaut, I think I would find, programs, anything, programs, maybe meet some of the people that have actually gone to space.
Oh yeah, like you did with that gentleman from the Navy. That's right.
Camps, if there are any, for summer, of course.
Yeah.
I would get them, books, anything that would, help them, boost them in the right direction of where they want to go.
Okay. Now, okay. I'm a musician. There's no fucking denying that at all whatsoever. I've done the shows, I've done the bands, I've done the band fucking contest bullshit and blah 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 blah. Now, what would you do, or how would you help someone that has tons of dreams and goals?
Like me?
Like not just one, but
I
a
don't
lot.
have just one. So me.
Sure?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yes.
Wow. I think I would do the same thing, but like instead of me focusing on just one singular dream, I think I would be like, providing them tons and tons of information, obviously programs like before.
Right. So you basically just amplify what you've done before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what do you do with someone who has trauma?
I
Let's say their parents died when they were kids. You know what I mean? Or let's say, like I've been seeing it a lot lately too, is like a lot of girls that are posting videos or whatever about their dad that he committed suicide. They're sitting there at his grave crying their faces off. How would you deal with something like that?
I think as somebody, all of us, like all three of us who have lost a loved one, I think the comfort that I would give would come from a place of understanding, because losing a loved one is not the easiest event to ever go through, and I would never ever genuinely want to wish that on anybody, because losing a loved one is so difficult mentally and physically to deal with, especially if it's someone you genuinely loved and cared for and they were like really close to you. That's like incredibly hard to deal with. And for someone to, overcome that trauma, they are incredibly brave and for overcoming that.
Do you think we actually overcome trauma with time, or do we overcome trauma with learning to deal with it?
I think we overcome trauma with learning to deal with it, because yes, time can heal, but it's not going to heal everything. Time is, sometimes we don't have enough of it, and sometimes we have too much of it. And learning to deal with your own hurt it's a way to get over the things that hurt you the most before, but now like, this won't affect me as much as it did before, because I've learned to overcome it in a way.
Right, because that's how you know you've healed. Right, that's part of the healing. Is it no longer affects you. That you're able to speak about it, you're able to speak freely about it too, and it's not just in certain situations or certain circumstances. Oh, I can speak on that. I can speak. It's like you can speak it open and freely, and not be affected by the damage that it had caused, and that you're able to understand that it's gone now. It's healed, so to speak. I don't think time heals all wounds. I think that's the most bullshit thing on the face of the planet to say or to tell somebody. Oh, don't worry, time heals all wounds. And yet, maybe like 25 years down the road, it's something sparks it back up again for that person. It brings up that pain. It brings up that hurt and that agony. 25, 30 years down the road. Time didn't heal any fucking shit then by then. You know what I mean? Time didn't do a fucking thing. This is also why I don't tell people that either. I don't tell people time heal. No, you have to heal it. You have to put the work in. You gotta do the fucking dirty work. Get your hands dirty. Do the shadow work. Work on healing those parts of you. And then you'll learn to grow and adapt and overcome those things. So I think what's happening with y'all's generation and even the generation after us, even my stupid ass generation, idiots, is that a lot of us, we went straight into drinking, we went straight into drugs, we went straight into dumb shit, useless shit, pointless shit, meaningless shit, valueless shit. Because we didn't have that guidance. We didn't have, at least for me, I didn't have that guidance of my parents sitting there and showing, not talking, but showing. Because my dad can talk until he's blue in the face. My mom can talk until she's blue in the face. I'm a hands-on person. Teach me by showing me. I will learn hands-on. I'm a hands-on guy. I work. That's how I work. That's how I've always worked. That's how I will always work. And there were people like that out here. We learn by doing. Because For us, and this applies to y'all in y'all school world, they give you the lesson then the test. Out here in this fucking world, you get the test, then you learn the lesson. That's how the real world works, and that's what they don't fucking teach you in schools. Out here, you're gonna get tested to no fucking end, then you're gonna learn the lessons. They do it that way to keep people in mass downtrodden and dragged down by the impetulance of fucking. It's unbelievable. It truly blows my mind how willingly people are so eager to be slaves to a system that they can't see through, and they don't want to do or see through it.
So they're just stuck in an endless cycle.
This is what happened to a lot of millennials. This is what happened to a lot of men. It's all that soft, pussified parenting, pussy bullshit. It's the dumbest shit. And look at what you've done. Look at what that soft, bitch ass parenting has done. You've created weak men. What is that saying? Strong men create good times. Good times create soft men. Soft men create bad times. Bad times create good men. So what's happening now is that a lot of these kids, I think we're gonna end up going through a reset in a generation.
A heavy reset?
I think so. Yeah, I got an odd feeling about that. It's gonna be a heavy reset, and it's gonna fucking piss off a lot of people. And oh well, too bad. Look what was going on. Look what has been going on. I think a lot of people are just gonna get shitted on, rightfully so, and then not rightfully so. You know, because it is gonna come down to, can you actually survive? That's what it's gonna come down to. And at the same time too, this is also why I speak to you the way I do and talk to you the way I do, your brother and your sister. Because the world doesn't give a shit about your color. It doesn't care about your race. It doesn't care about, did you poop today? Did you burp today? The world does not give two shits about your feelings. It doesn't give two shits about what you think. It doesn't give it two shits about how you act, the way you act, what you've done, how you've done, when you've done, why you've done. It doesn't fucking care. The world does not fucking care. And this is why the faster you can heal and let go, the easier your life becomes. And it sucks for somebody like me because I think because I love so much. I love you guys a lot. When you piss me off, I get pissed off. Because you're my baby girl. I love you to death. Don't piss me off. That's just, you know what I mean? It's not being mean or rude, my love, but you know, it's like, what if I wanted to go out there to the beach thing and hang out with you? And then, what did I get told? What did you tell me?
I didn't mean to say it in a rude way.
Oh, it was rude to the rudeness of Maximus? No, I'm just kidding. But again, it's like, okay, I understand. She wants to go be with her friend and hang out. Okay, cool. But then you know, it's an understanding of that. Like, man, your kids are going to end up growing up. Do I want my kids to be like me? No. Do I want kids to go through anything that I went through? No, but there's going to be tough times and hard times that they're going to go through. And may they be the smallest and most quickest things that they ever go through. And it fucking never stick around for years like my shit has. My tough times, for whatever goddamn fucking reason, seem to want to stick around for fucking goddamn fucking years. Sorry, get pissed, I get upset about it, because it's fucking annoying. It's like I do all this work. Right? So let's take you in your instance where you put in all this work and they still tell you you failed. well, fuck you then. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
one of those type of deals. But along and throughout my life, I've had to learn you're gonna fail. You can do all the best things. You can be right, and you can do all the great, nice, beautiful, most amazing things for everything and everyone in every way, shape, and possible, and you will still lose.
It's trial and error.
I think it goes beyond that. I think it goes beyond trial and error. I think it's. I don't know. I think it's. I think it was testing for me to see if I could still love somebody on that part, because look at what happened after your mom and I got divorced. I was not worried about anybody, bro. I was just worried about shit. Trying to survive and make sure that my kids had everything, and rent and bills and everything was paid, and then what happened? Pennsylvania. And then what happened with that? that happened. Yeah, but that was a learning lesson. That in part showed me those things. You could love somebody to no end, and you could do everything fucking hand over fist, and you could have them pampered and taken care of to no fucking end, and still lose. Bless you.
Thank you.
What do you think she taught me?
What did I teach you?
Yeah. See, you're not paying attention. Right? That's exactly what I'm talking about.
No, seriously though, what did I teach you?
So it's not I think your generation needs to prepare to lose. I think your generation needs to understand you're going to lose. You're going to. You can't run away from it.
It's inevitable.
There was no escaping it. You were going to lose quietly. You were going to lose loudly. You were going to lose ferociously, like violently. You'll lose, and then there's little losses. You know what I mean? Those
Yeah.
type of losses. Those shit. It's all right. And then there's those losses where it's like, what the motherfucker son of a. You know what I mean? There's those are big losses. Big losses hurt more. They take a lot more out of you.
Little losses, you can get over them.
Yeah, they're
a little
steps.
easier.
Yeah. Something you can deal with. Big losses are hard to deal with, and at the same time too, losing $160,000 over the span of 2.5 years is not easy to deal with. That shit ain't easy to deal with, man. Especially took all that time to get it. I think a lot of the times, a lot of people don't understand the consequences within themselves to become self-aware. Now pay attention as I speak this. You're about to see it. So to become self-aware within your own losses and within your own time frame of how your life is perceptually going. Again, back to perception, right? Because this is your life. Your lived experiences are through your own perception. So within your own perception, you're going to believe, I'm not doing wrong. I'm not doing wrong. I'm not doing wrong. Until either you do actually realize it and you cut it out. Oh shit, that is wrong. Don't need to be doing that. Or it catches up with you one day. I didn't know I was being suicidal when I was on a drug binge for 12 years. On an alcohol binge for 12 years. Because I didn't have family. I had nobody, dude. All I had was me. Yeah, there were people. I was around people. Hell yeah, I was around people. I was around people all the time.
But at the end of the day, it
I
was
was
just
still,
you.
I was alone.
You were on your own.
So within the perception of that, I've had to ask myself, did I really deserve that? Was that really my fault? Perception. Was that really a part of what's coming? Is that all about what's about to happen in my life? Or should I go ahead and just check out? Perception. What am I doing that's so evil that this shit keeps reoccurring? What are your thoughts?
I think I agree with you on that, being self-aware of what you think is right and what you think is wrong. And if you are doing wrong, you should cut that out. I think I definitely agree with you on that, because I've seen, this is going back to, the behavioral thing with kids. I've seen a lot of kids, get in trouble, get sent to, ISS or whatever.
Yeah.
They come back the next day and they're doing it again.
So what would you link that to?
I think I would link it to the parents, because I know that there's a lot of parents out there, and I'm not saying all of them, okay? This is not directed to every single parent in the world. This is directed to some parents who don't discipline their children, who don't put their foot down. I'm not saying to be strict, but be strict enough for your own child to realize, hey, I'm doing something I shouldn't be supposed to be doing. I seriously need to cut this out. I think that's one of the biggest things, especially with children in school, is that they'll get in trouble and then the next day they're doing the same thing over again.
Because it's now a behavior.
It's a habit.
Yeah, it's a habit now. Because anything done more than twice is a habit. And it becomes part of the character. It becomes part of their dynamic, of their traits. Now it's like embedding itself within the psychosis of who they are. So when you step into yourself and you start to realize these things and understand these parts of you, as you get older, you're going to learn, again, like I told you before, discernment. Who do I really want in my life? Who deserves a spot? It's not who you want. It's like who deserves to actually be in your life, dude. You have to be picky with the people around you and the people in your life, because there are people that will drain you. And I mean, you saw what happened to me. Do you believe that person deserved to be in my life?
No, not at all. Especially after what happened,
Yeah.
they don't deserve that spot.
Ever. And nor will she ever fucking be in my life.
I think for me, the one person that will always and forever deserve a spot in my life is my best friend. He has helped me through, so many of my struggles, going through the events with my ex-best friend, he's helped me through so many of my mental struggles, even when I was feeling down at sometimes. Even he helped me when I thought that I couldn't do it. And eventually I knew that I could.
Well, because it takes time to understand, again, who's actually willing to sit there with you and go through the mud with you. That's basically what it is. So when you're at your lowest, that's when you find out who's really about you and who's just there for convenience.
He was conveniently there for like entertainment and stuff.
Right, but at the same time too, we have to hold the understanding people have their own damn lives to live. I think that's also why I don't expect anybody to be around. I don't expect anybody to stay around. I don't expect anybody, again, to be around at all whatsoever. No, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing now. Because now I don't care who leaves. You come in, you go, alright, cool, later. Bye. Oh well. You know what I mean? Fucking gotta move on. Life does not stop. And it's hard because I don't want to end up like that towards you guys. I think that's what I'm scared of the most, is I don't want to end up that way, because that's the way my father is. That's exactly that relationship. That's what that relationship is. Oh, he's not talking to me. Oh, we're not talking again. Alright, just keep moving on with life. What the fuck, dude? Do you think that's fair?
No, not at all. That's
Even at my age, do you think that's still fair?
I mean, even now that you guys are adults, and especially because he's your father, I feel like he should have some small ounce, even if it's just small, at least some small bit of how are you doing, what's going on, at least, some kind of care in a way.
Okay, now I'll tell you his exact thought process. No, you want to be in my life, you come to me. That's him towards me,
That's it.
considering 30 years. Oh, and that's not including the 10 plus years of bullshit that we went through with somebody he protected. That happened to my brother and I. And he protected that fucking loser. Yeah, exactly. Do I really need to give a shit of his opinion? Not that I ever did. And I know at some point he'll end up watching this. He already knows. It truly, like, he's known for years. He's known since I was in my teens and 20s. To me, once they split and once they're gone, that was it for me. That was it. They both split. I was on my fucking own, bro. I don't have parents. Oh, what? I don't have anybody supervising me? I'm gone. Let's go. First thing I want to do, let's go party. No, you're not. Absolutely not. You were out of your mind. No. But to understand, and yet still coming back, right? Still coming back to it's his first time here on this planet, but I know who you are, and I know exactly what you are. Especially with the shit that you told me, and that obviously I knew it from the start and from Jump Street with my stepmom. I knew that whole thing from fucking jump. I even fucking called it. I said what was going to happen, and it happened. And the shit that's happening now, I said what would happen, and it's happening. I mean, bro, I called my parents' divorce. I called 9/11. I've called all kinds of fucking crazy shit.
And it happened.
And it happened. This is what fucks with me, is that aspect of the I'll go into a not caring so hard that I forget you even exist. I've done it. Like, I've walked past people who are like, Moya? Who are you? Like, fuck, I forgot you. Like, I legitimately oh, snap, that's who you are. You know what I mean? And so I think the way people like me grew up in that kind of environment, not that it was all bad, not that it was all
Of course.
evil and pure brutality and we were getting the shit beat out of us all the time. No. It wasn't 24/7. It happened a lot, but it wasn't 24/7. But it did happen a lot. I had the scars to prove it. So does my brother. I think that the lack of self-awareness with people is what irritates me the most. I think the lack of understanding and being open-minded. And I'm not talking about that leftist stupid bullshit open-minded. I'm talking open-minded to somebody else's wounds, to somebody else's problems, to understanding that. You know what I mean? Those aspects of somebody else. I'm not talking about, are you a kitty cat today or are you a frying pan? You know what I mean? I don't give a shit about any of that. None of that shit has any actual value. It literally holds zero value. None. It has none. None. Zero. Nothing. Nada. What does have value? How did you heal? What steps did you take? How long did it take you? What did you actually fucking go through to get to that healing process? And then how did you know you were healed? I think that has value. That has meaning. That has purpose. Because you can turn around and share that information and give it to somebody who's actually going through the same shit, who is about to hit something like that, and you can stop somebody from going through that. You can help somebody from going through that.
You could save them from going
Right.
through the mental issues that, you know, maybe you
well,
have
'cause-
gone through before that you don't want someone else to go through.
Right, because it not only does it show up mentally or emotionally, but it shows up physically, psychologically. It'll break someone's psyche. The shit that I baked, the shit that I've done, the shit that I've been through would kill a regular person. That's just why I say walk in my shoes for 5 seconds and tell me how your fucking brain ends up being afterwards. Go through all the shit that I went through and all the things that I've done, and then fucking come back and tell me that oh yeah, I'm perfectly normal. You lying motherfucker. You a lying piece of shit. That's what you are. Because I'm not normal. We don't end up normal.
But then again, what's a person's purview of normal? And this is my perspective, but no one's ever normal. No, everyone is their own
average.
person.
It would be an average. An average of total sum. That's what normal would be, an average of total sum. You want to be average, bro? I don't think so. I am fucking average. I've done a lot of stupid shit, and I've gotten into a lot of dumb shit, and I stopped all that, and
You're here now.
I am here now. I don't like the fucking position that I'm in. I can't stand it. But I find my way. Some fucking way. I don't give a shit. I mean, yeah, I am tired of having to restart my life. I am sick and tired of having to reset I'm fucking tired of it, dude. I am truly 100% sick of it. Like, God, Yahweh, and I'm not trying to be a dickhead about this part. Please don't think I'm being disrespectful or mean or fucked up to Yahweh, Yeshua, Elohim. But keep that restart shit to your fucking self, bro. Like, fuck off with all that shit, man. I am so done with that. Fucking done with that. I think that's also where a lot of the suicidal parts of me come from. I'm so tired. I'm tired of it. I'm fucking sick. This is why I tell you guys too. Find what lights your life up and fucking chase it. Go after that shit like there's no tomorrow, because there isn't. Because I could be here right now, and then who knows, I could die in my sleep. Or I could, when y'all are at school or something, like I'll kill myself. Or, you know what I mean? It's because of that. It's because of all that shit. It's because I'm tired of this. It's because I'm exhausted. I'm fucking done. Out of all the shit that we've done, all the shit that I have going on, and everything that's been put on hold, like, here we are again. Here the fuck we are again, Yahweh. You know what I mean? Source, Sophia, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, I don't really care. What did I do now? You know what I mean? Fuck did I do now? What fucking problems do you fucking have with me now? But that's my agitation. That's my ego. I'm tired, bro. I'm fucking tired, bro. Like, you ain't gonna do shit with me? Well, fuck you then. I'll see you in a couple days, you know what I mean? Couple weeks, you know what I mean? I'll see you in a couple months, and we're gonna talk face to face. You're not gonna like it, but I don't give a shit. But you and I are gonna have a conversation, and it ain't gonna be something that you like. And I don't care if you like it, but you and I are gonna have a fucking talk. Now we start getting into that world, and we start getting into that aspect, and we start getting to that spectrum. You know, that becomes wholly different. Look at this one. Look, see, she's losing her mind already. Look at her.
Too much people here.
Yeah, I've noticed. It's perfectly fine. So,
There you go.
okay.
Bye bye.
Bye. Take care of yourself. Huh? Oh.
Wait.
Okay, bye. Oh, she's coming this way. She's coming this way.
What?
Huh?
I love you.
I love you too.
Yes, nice.
What did you say?
She asked for snacks.
Oh, nah.
Yeah.
Get along, little doggy.
No,
Get along, little doggy. We only have 10 minutes left. Oh yeah, we're doing these things in different locations, just to do them in different locations. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's something different.
Something exciting.
Just something different.
Yeah.
You know, would you want to have a conversation on a roller coaster? Yeah, exactly. I don't think that'd be a long enough roller coaster. But at the same time, even with being suicidal as I was, and probably still am, more than likely I still am, I'm still here, dude. Like, I'm still at some level, I guess, trying. I'm still attempting. I'm still. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't, because before this shit happened, I did. And I was. You know what I mean? And then this shit happened, and it's like a complete fucking halt. And being in this pause phase, or this slowdown, or this you need to rest, or you need to blah 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 blah
Like
blah.
you need to take a break.
I don't. I'm still. I don't. I guess I don't know how to react to it, and I think that's what's infuriating and pissing me off the most.
Is that you're so used to just go. You're not used to just being forced in a waiting room and just sitting.
And this is where I want you guys to learn that part, is that patience part with yourselves, because I don't have it for myself. I'll have it for everybody else. I have it for you guys. I have it for them. I have it for everybody in the world. Everybody in the world. I put up with it for how many years in PA? Yeah, too long. Too long. For me, it's usually 2 days, boom, you pull your bullshit, I'm out. You know what I mean? That didn't happen. That's when I knew, oh, I'm actually changing. Like, I'm actually fucking growing. I'm actually developing a better version of me. Because I don't put up with that kind of bullshit. I don't give a damn how pretty you are. You know, I don't even put up with it from my own parents. Why in the world? You know? But then, again, well, if I'm going to be that way, I need to teach my children not to be that way. Well, how do I teach them if I'm going to be that way? Well, you got to not be that way. Right?
Yeah.
Action shows the person's intent.
Yes.
Words only talk about who they want to be. Action shows who they are. Boom. Done. Because I could sit here and tell you all day, baby, go read your Bible, believe in Jesus, and listen to Yeshua, and follow Yahweh, and speak to Sophia, and speak to the universe, speak to God. But if you're going out every fucking weekend to go get plastered off your ass and get lit up by a whole bunch of different fucking people, and then turn around on Sunday and try to act, oh God, please forgive me. No, because there is accountability and there is responsibility, and you will be held for it. Yes, God will will welcome your repentance. Yes, you are, here is your repentance. Here is your forgiveness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your atonement. But it doesn't mean it doesn't mean you are not still free from consequences.
Actions have consequences.
But it doesn't mean you're free from them when you go out and be a piece of shit all week and then turn around on Sundays or Wednesdays or Thursdays or Saturdays and try to go to God and try to ask every fucking week for forgiveness. And that's what a lot of these motherfuckers do. That's what a lot of them fucking do, and it's annoying, and and these are the people that will come down on me and judge me and tell me I'm fucked up and I'm wrong, and you need to go to church, and you need to be in church, and you need to follow that. You know what? I'm gonna need to slap the shit out of you. You fucking acting like a dumbass. That's what's gonna need to fucking happen. Because the relationship I have between Yahweh and me, or God, or universe, or Sophia, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, that's between myself and him or her. Now, when you break all that down, it still comes right back to the action in which you do. That still comes all the way back to, if somebody needed help, how would you help them? It all ties in together. It all fucking ties in together. Because we look for help. Most people do it externally, right? I'm gonna go pray to God. I'm gonna go speak to Yeshua instead of speaking with Him. God tells you, it's in the Bible. I am within you. Through me is the way to the Father. Nowhere else. No way else but through me. Okay, well, where does God sits there and tells you, Yeshua tells you, I am within you. Look to me and you will find what you need. So stop going to the outside. So I think that's where the biggest fight and battle has become. Again, we're going back to patience. Patience. Just because you don't get an answer doesn't mean you're not being answered. And just because you're waiting doesn't mean you're being told it's not going to happen. Delay doesn't mean forfeit. Does that make sense?
It's patience.
It's patience. It's patience. And right now I'm losing my mind. Dad's losing his fucking mind, man. Being tested. Being tested. Great idea. But at the same time, you gotta understand, people come up and are raised differently. I raised myself. My parents didn't raise me. I raised myself. We went to church, we did all that church crap, blah, 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 blah. But that was only up until I was 14. You guys are, I'm gonna see y'all way past that. Y'all, we gonna be around each other way past that. Because my parents weren't around after that. You know what I mean? As soon as 14 hit, poof.
Gone.
Gone. Where this is gonna be a whole new dynamic for me. You know what I mean? This is a whole different playground for me.
You're learning something new.
Yeah, like legitimately, like 100%.
It's completely new to
Like
you.
really, like legit, like a brand spanking new car, right out the showroom floor. You only got like 5 miles on it.
Fresh.
Like fresh.
Yeah.
Like super fresh. So this is something that I'm not just excited. I think I'm more scared of and excited for it. And as I go along with each step, it's something very different to learn. And this is the other part. Always keep a learning mind. Always keep a learning mind. Don't ever close your mind off into thinking, I know it all and I be it all. And I believe in Jesus and I know it all. I don't have to know anything. Yeah, you do.
We learn something new every day.
You have to learn something new every day. You need to. Or I believe in, whatever these people are believing. Fucking fairy pots and tingle dots, whatever the fuck. I have no idea. I literally have no idea. I don't know. But it's just to be open-minded in the way of, if somebody comes to you in a whole different aspect, under a whole different premise, that's not your own, right? That's not your own ideological personal view. You have to find your own. But it's under the presupposition of, oh, well, this is new. You may have been doing it for 20,000 years of your life, but it's new to me. I've never, tell me about it, teach me about it. Let me know if I can, how does it help you become better as a person?
Does it benefit you in any way?
Right. Are you benefiting and becoming a better person from it in any way?
Are you learning from it?
Are you learning from? Are you actually learning from it, or is it just bullshit? And are you bullshit?
It's just something to entertain you along the way.
Right. Huh. Then that becomes the question. Can you see right through the school system that's been teaching you what they want you to know, what they need you to know, or what they think you deserve to know? Yeah. Yeah.
I think I could see through it because all of this, all of the teachers, all of the things I've ever known, all the teachers always say, "Oh, you're gonna need this later in life," but when will you ever use this in life? I mean, sure, you'll use it maybe like a few times.
You're gonna be an astronaut, so you need every little bit of it, right? And it's like I've always said, colleges and universities are a fucking waste of time. They're a scam. It's all a fucking scam. If you're gonna be a doctor, a lawyer, an astronaut, you know what I mean? A physicist, a biochemist. Even at that biochemist, you can look it up on YouTube. Oh shit, on YouTube they have it. YouTube University, whatever the stupid shit is called. You know, but it's not that you can't learn it. You can learn anything. You can learn how to build one of those. You can learn. I know how to build these. I've built tables before. Built guitars. Fixed guitars. Fixed drum sets. Built drum sets. I've done it. I've worked on motorcycles. The shit's not hard. It takes time.
Patience.
So again, can you see through the system that's telling you what you need, what you want, or how it is?
I think, yeah, because despite all of the things I've learned in all my classes, I've always learned it to do. I've always learned to do it in some other way that isn't how I was supposed to be taught. You know, even we can take math for example, for what I was learning. I told you, we were learning something and, the teacher taught it in, such a confusing way. I found a different, easier way. And I taught myself how to do it, and it's been so much easier since then.
So when you find your own way, you gotta understand you're carving a new path that's never been done before. And it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard as shit. It's gonna be extremely difficult. That's the road I'm on. Go figure. Go fucking figure. But that's the road that I'm on. That's the path I've taken. Not only less traveled, but never traveled. So, with that, we'll wrap this up here and get the fuck out of here. Because I'm not a very big fan of people. And there's too many fucking people already. So we'll get out of here. Take your time. Learn. We can say there's only one day at a time. And still see it 6 months later. Still here 6 months later. You know what I mean? But it's not like that for everybody, is it?
Not at all. It's different for everybody.
So it's still understanding of be thankful for the present.
Be in the present rather than be in the past or the future. Enjoy what you have now rather than enjoy what you'll have later.
Because you may not have. And you may not be here. You may be in a car accident.
And it may be
10
too
minutes.
late.
Yeah. It just kills you or something like that. So you never know. Alright. Laters, guys.